Hi, this is Dr. Jeffery Johnson, and welcome again to our Acts of Responsible Fatherhood video series. Today, we will be sharing with you our fifth act of responsible fatherhood. But before I do that, as I have in previous sessions, let me share with you our basic framework for our Acts of Responsible Fatherhood series, which is responsible fatherhood can be seen and heard. Our fifth act of responsible fatherhood is the act of being an example. And let's think about that for a moment. What does being an example mean? Well, to be a good example means being a good role model for our children. Saying those things and doing those things that one day we would like our children to emulate or to copy. But we have to make sure that we are not only talking the talk, we are walking the walk. I think that responsible fatherhood as a whole is a set of practices that are action-oriented and again can be seen with our eyes and can be heard with our ears. And being an example stands out as probably one of the most significant acts of fatherhood that we could ever demonstrate. It means being there for our children, showing them how they need to be there for their children. It also means having a basic respect for the child's mother. It also means respecting our responsibility and accepting personal responsibility to do whatever it takes to support our children. Listen, during my lifetime, there have been times when I've not always had, a good job, especially a job that paid the money that I thought I needed to support my family. But what I was willing to do is be an example of taking whatever job that I could get, as long as it was legal, to show myself and to show my children what it takes to be a responsible parent, which is an example, which is also a role model, which is what the example is all about. It's doing whatever it takes to show ourselves as being a parent that our children can be proud of. I know that in our efforts to be the best role model we can be and the best example we can be, there are different situations that we face, and sometimes we don't think that we are measuring up to our level of responsibility. That is not an excuse for walking away, because we have to sacrifice. That's a key word, to be an example, sacrifice. I think that if I learned anything from my parents, who were parents during the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, it's parents who sacrificed and who did whatever it took to show their children how to parent and how to be the best parent for their children. Every generation of parent is faced with the same task. Some of us are going to have a lot of resources in order to undertake that task. Some of us are not going to have as many resources. I can tell you this. I've talked to hundreds and thousands of children. When you talk to children about their parents, and if their parents have been involved and been the example that we're trying to stress today, it's not about the money. It's about the parent being there. It's about the parent doing those things to make themselves proud, but more importantly, making their children proud. Thank you so much for listening. Dads, we're counting on you to be the best example possible. We'll see you next week when we will share with you our sixth act of responsible fatherhood. Have a wonderful day.